The Jets smacked around the Packers, and there was plenty of winners from this contest. We're going to recap and talk all about it. Our first post-game show of the 2025 season starts now.
I'm going to lose my gas-guard bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to our first post-game show of the 2025 season, recapping the New York Jets' dominant victory over the gosh darn Green Bay Packers, baby. 30-10. Here it is up on your big board screen, baby. We'll hide the banner for a second so you guys can see it in all of its glory. Jets beat the Packers 30-10. We've got Justin Fields' debut to talk about. We've got some standout players. We have my player of the game in the YouTube description down below. I wrote a story about him in the middle of the game. That is Jay Tufele. And if you would have told me that before the game, I would have said, what are you smoking? But that is the beauty of preseason football, baby. You never know who's going to step up to the plate. So many people to talk about. And you guys can call into the show. This is a post-game show by the people for the people. That is a live link on YouTube. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. Feel free to call in and talk about the first Jets dub of the year, baby. It is terrific, and there's a lot to get to. Let's start it off with our boy NFC, baby, gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Let's go. And as you can see here on the scrolling ticker, baby, we've got our boy Mother Effing Chew with 4 raffle tickets so far this month. So thank you, MFC, for spreading the gospel of all things Boy Green Daily. You guys can feel free to continue to rain memberships and super chats in. That membership went to Leonardo Santos, WL5RJ, here on the program. So thank you very much, MFC, and appreciate you. Let's start off with Justin Fields, of course. And it was exactly what the doctor ordered. We talked about it earlier this morning on the pregame show with DKB. My perfect plan and hope for Justin Fields was that he plays basically one drive. They get the ball, and they drive right down the field and score, and that's exactly what bleeping happened with the New York Jets. Justin Fields had one drive, and that's all he needed as the Jets win 30-10. But specifically for Justin Fields, he had a 75% completion percentage, which was 3 of 4, 42 yards, 10.5 yards per clip throwing the ball. And quite frankly, he just took what was available, which is exactly what we want. He didn't force it into any bad situations. He ran the ball 2 times, 14 yards. Also, obviously, had the touchdown run that capped everything off, spread the ball around, didn't get hurt, looked good, delivered, and came right back, baby. So Justin Fields, beautiful. Exactly what we're looking for, baby. We're going to be going to phone calls throughout today's show. We'll also be highlighting, or tonight's show rather, and we'll be highlighting all kinds of players that stood out to me and maybe some players that didn't as well. Without further ado, let's kick off the post-game show with our boy, DNY for life. What's up, Devin?
What's good, BG?
Oh, baby. The first of many Jets wins this year, baby.
Hey, brother. Man, how good does it feel? Like, I pointed this out. Richie was live streaming, and I appreciated him. But how nice is it? Look at this. This is my girl. She going off.
Hey now.
Hey. That's my Jets girl right there,
That's it, baby.
Hey, how good does it feel, BG, to watch a game and not be like having heart palpitations? Yo, total control of this joint from the beginning to the end. AG, man, I'm going to say this. I'm going to get my negative out the way. I fucking can't stand Michael Clemens. That motherfucker needs to go.
How quick was that with the immediate fight? Yeah, I would say so. Michael Clemens in general, and then also, you know, if there is a negative to pull, and there is, the Jets had 10 penalties for 91 yards, obviously including Michael Clemens apparently ended up getting washed away because the Packers had a penalty, but it's not about that counting. It's about him fighting once again and getting into all this tomfoolery.
And if he would have stopped in the beginning, that penalty would have only been on the Packers because they threw the flag on the Packers to start. And then we would have had another 15 yards. you know, and then penalties ended up giving them the only 3 points that our starters gave up. And how amazing this Sauce look. OMG. Yo, shut the hell up, people, when y'all want to talk about Sauce. Yo, that first series, lock. Dude, we got a coach. We got a team. Yo, the offensive line looked amazing. The second string offensive line looked amazing, bro. Hey, Donovan Edwards, I wanna stash him, bro. I don't really want to see him anymore because I would like to stash him. I don't know how we gonna do that. Yo, somebody was saying to me that, like, yo, they can't wait. The fish can't wait for us to cut players because they gonna be snatching them up, which is a fact, bro.
That's true.
Hey, Tufele. Oh, yeah. Bro, my boy Leonard Taylor was the one that caused that
strip sack. Beautiful.
Oh, Leonard Taylor, that's my boy, man. I can't. Oh, man, I am so. My 12-5 prediction making me feel good right now, BG.
Actually, I'm going to be honest.
I hope you're watching, Bob. I hope you're watching.
If Bob's watching, I'm going to be honest. What we need from you, Devin, is a little bit more honesty. It sounds like your 12-5 is a little low, to be honest with you. It seems a little low based on what I just saw today.
Floor. That's the floor.
Of course.
The 12-5 is the floor. That's
Special
the floor.
teams turnover. Strip sack from LT3. The offense, Justin Fields went right down the field on the only drive the starters had, went right down the field, scored a touchdown. How much better can you do than that?
Hey, BG, did you see that? What's the name? Isaiah. Did you see Isaiah faking out the DB acting like he was gonna catch the ball? Dude.
Let me see. I think I have this aside so we can see it as the screenshot because I don't have the NFL rights to show the play. I think here it is. So we'll throw it up here in just a second. This is a play that I don't know if other people noticed, but they should. So Justin Fields scores the touchdown that we all saw. But a sneaky thing that happened, if you may not have seen it because I don't know if they showed it on the NFL replay, but here it is on the screen. So look at the bottom right-hand side of the screen here. This player, right, and that ends up being Isaiah Davis, knows that Justin Fields is running. He's clearly well past the line of scrimmage there, and he's faking like Justin Fields is throwing it. And the defender's like, oh, geez, I got to defend him. But obviously, Isaiah Davis is pulling the wool over that. DBs, oh boy, they're going to show that in the film room tomorrow for Green Bay. Sorry, but great stuff by Isaiah. How sneaky is that? And then it's just a clear path, and Justin Fields moonwalks into the end zone. Unbelievable. High IQ player. And this on social media was just, they said from the receiver. It was not a receiver. It was a running back. Isaiah Davis, unbelievable.
He was limping off the field, though, in the second half. So I'm a little concerned about that. Like, I hope he's okay. And
and here's another one
Malachi
too.
Moore to start over.
Here's another injury, just real quick. We don't know what it is, and apparently a Packers reporter sort of ran into it by accident as he was going back to hit the vending machine. Allen Lazard was going back to the locker room in a sling, so I didn't see him step off the field during the game at all or anything. So we'll see if AG gives us an update. And by the way, guys, obviously I went live as soon as the game was over, so I am not normal. I normally listen to Aaron Glenn Prester and then bring you guys that, but I just wanted to come on live. Let's just go. Let's go. We'll hit it up. So if you people see anything out in the streets on any injury updates or anything, super chat them in or send them in so I can see them immediately. I'll try to keep an eye on social media too. So we'll keep an eye on that one too. But it was only Isaiah Davis looked a little gimpy, and then Allen Lazard apparently has something.
But BG, this kid Smith,
Brandon Smith. Oh yeah,
Brandon Smith,
87.
You know what? Allen Lazard could be injured. He could be hurt. But Brandon Smith needs to get his reps. I'm just like, everything we've been hearing in practice is Brandon Smith catches everything. And now we're seeing it in preseason. He just catches his catch radius is amazing, bro. Yo, that third down catch that he had for the first down, bro. Oh my goodness.
Extension. Very nice.
Bro, BG, I am so hyped. Yeah. It's so nice to get Aaron Glenn his first win as the Jet head coach, even though it's preseason. And I'm just waiting for the motherfuckers that's gonna poo-poo our preseason game. They'll be like, oh, it's only preseason.
We'll
it's
see
only
if it comes in tonight. We'll see if we get any of those calls.
Yeah, but then they'll be like, oh, you know what? But the other teams, they look amazing in their first when they had their first strings out there. And I don't want to hear that. You can't praise them and then don't give us our props. But 100%. It's the Jets. So that's what they'll try to do. But I just want us to hold everybody accountable and let them keep that same energy about, oh, you know what? We need to tackle. we need to be tackling in the game. And then I was looking at, it was the fourth quarter, so I did see a missed tackle in the fourth quarter. So you know what, Aaron Glenn that's all I give Aaron Glenn just some stuff to talk about. I'm so hyped. I could ramble for forever, but I know you probably got other calls. Unless you don't, then we can keep talking. But BG, man, I was like, I can't wait to talk to BG in the morning. But then I saw you was going to go live today. And I was like, yes, bro.
We just gotta go.
I gotta talk to my dude, man. Hey, bro.
I appreciate you. And we may come back to you, DNY for Life. So hang on tight. We'll come back to you. We'll try to get to everyone here. And yes, Tony Adams. I forgot. Sorry. I have a lot of notes, and I will get to them to make sure I don't miss anybody. But another one, Tony Adams injured. We'll see what happens there. According to Brian Costello, whatever injury he suffered on the field, he returned to the sideline, was hanging out with the other DB, so he looked okay. So we'll keep you posted on that. Aaron Glenn is speaking right now at the podium, so we'll see if we get any updates on injuries coming up here in a second. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Here we got Bubba Badshaw, who said he loved that DNY for Life reaction immediately after the game. It's beautiful. What's up, Badshaw?
Man, I wasn't expecting to get this pumped over a preseason game.
Sure.
This is awesome. I mean, Devin put it better than I could, but
we'll have you all up on the screen. Why not?
Hey, Badshaw, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
Hey, bro.
I was loving your reaction, man.
I'm so hyped, bro. I've been waiting. I think I said from the beginning, bro, like Aaron Glenn is different. Like I remember when he came to us and that whole walking in with the suitcase when he was a player and he was just like all business. And it's just everywhere he's just been business, So I'm just like, this dude, he's not going to play around and do the tomfoolery that these other coaches did. And, oh, man, watching him, even though we're winning, and the thing that he was able to show about both sides of his personality was that I love that, with Tufele, he was giving him the hug, dapping up Justin Fields and stuff like that. But he got in Michael Clemens' ass. He got in what's another name? The other guy, the 44, that dumbass hitting out of bounds penalty.
Oh, it was in 44 because 44 is Jamie Sherwood. I believe it's 45.
No, not Jamie. Yeah,
Marcelino McCrary Ball.
Yes,
like hit a dude way at it, and you're like, what an idiot. Now I will say some of the penalties were ticky tack. I was a little like, but there was plenty that were real. Like the McCrary Ball, stupid. Someone else also hit someone way out of bounds. You're like, dude, what are you doing? So apparently, and shout out to Jets Media Richie. I saw Richie was doing it a lot of tweeting up videos on Twitter of like look at AG getting on their ass and saying like, hey, guys, clean this shit up. So I love the accountability there. But yeah, there was a lot of penalties. I think, again, I have it from the Jets here. 10 penalties for 91 yards. So sloppy as hell. The good news is you blew them out even with that. But I know AG is going to be circling them and say, okay, boys, we won, and that's awesome. And I'm seeing some of his statements coming in. We'll throw a couple of them on the screen as they're coming in. But, like, come on now. We got to clean some shit up. So there was some dumb stuff there that they definitely got to fix.
Can I ask a question to you, BG? I'm sorry.
Please.
When was the
Let's
last
make this
time,
a full live show. Whatever you want.
I don't see. When was it? I can't remember the last time, like, even in preseason, like, we had a preseason game where we had over 400 yards of offense.
That's a good point. I'd have to think back. Yeah, well, let me see. What did we have for total yards here? So Jets had 21 first downs. There were 8 of 15 on third down. That's beautiful. You love to see. By the way, the Packers on third down were 1 of 10. So great job by the Jets defense. They finished with 403 total yards. The Jets did. Packers only had 188 yards. Jets ran 68 plays to the Packers 47 plays. I mean, just all the numbers look great. Again, outside of penalties, which were bad. Besides that, all the other numbers look great.
I can't wait for October.
Dude, my wife is in the background. She's like, I can't wait for October.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, I don't want to be on camera, though.
Yeah, of course. I respect that. I understand. So DNY for Life, because I can't remember. Who's everyone that's going with you to this game, your family?
My wife and my daughter, they're going. You know what I mean? I have my Cowboys friend that I had a couple of Cowboys friends that I thought they wanted to come. And I'm like, what's going on, guys? You're like, I'm boycotting the Cowboys because they suck.
Oh, well, no, there might be work on them for a while, but that's a different kind of show, I guess. Anywho, but it'll be great meeting your wife and your child there. That's gonna
my daughter
awesome.
Gets hyped, bro. My daughter gets hyped doing the green.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh, bro, you're gonna see an 8-year-old that goes off on the game. She
Bring
just
your earplugs.
did you hear that?
I think it's something earplugs. Is that?
Yeah, she was like, "Bring your earplugs," because my
Okay.
daughter's
Yeah.
voice. She's got like a the way that I can explain it. She's got like a
Okay.
Mariah Carey octave that is not controlled yet. So it is. Oh Lord, it is loud.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing from AG here. He said the only thing he didn't like is everything that we're talking about. The only thing that was not the brand of Jets football, according to AG, was the penalties, which he said that they're going to correct. That part of it seemed like he liked it. I'm trying to keep an eye out for anything else that's coming in injury-wise. Like I said, we'll keep an eye out for that. Again, we're joining here on the post-game show. We have 400 people in the room. You love it on the preseason opener post-game show. Like the video, hit subscribe. A Jets blowout win. And this picture is Aaron Glenn dapping up Justin Fields after he scores his touchdown on the opening drive to put the Jets up. They end up winning 30-10, baby. And you guys can stay on as long as you want here on screen. This is awesome. A couple of other things of just notes and quotes of people to give a shout out to. I see at Fox Sports Talk saying the fullback Beck was a pleasant surprise. And I'm going to be honest, I've sort of gone back and forth on whether or not I thought Andrew Beck is the player they're talking about was going to make the roster. He was in on all the 2 tight end sets with Jeremy Ruckert. Obviously, Mason Taylor, high ankle sprain. He's out for the foreseeable future. We'll see whenever he comes back. But Beck was getting it done as a blocker. He was getting it done in the run game. He was getting it done in the receiving game. Like, he seems like a little weapon.
Yes.
That we might need to be
he might be taking Jeremy Rucker's spot.
Hey, works for me. I mean, no offense, Jeremy, but you got to step up, pal. And he didn't do bupkis that I saw in the game. I don't even know if he was on the board statistically for anything. I'm going to double check that right now. I don't think so. So, oh, yeah, there was a 0 Jeremy Ruckert action. Look at all these guys, and way to go for the Jets to spread the ball around. Andrew Beck caught a pass. Everyone I'm about to say caught passes. Andrew Beck, Arian Smith, Malachi Corley, Isaiah Davis, Brandon Smith, Tyler Johnson, Al Lazard, Neil Johnson, Quentin Skinner, Stone Smart, Donovan Edwards, Zach Kuntz. Jeremy Ruckert did not make that list. So no involvement from a receiving perspective.
Zach Kuntz. You just said Zach Kuntz and Ruckert didn't get a pass.
Kuntz.
Like, Bashaw, what you feeling, bro? I want to get Bashaw's input right now. Like, give me something, Bashaw.
Dude, there was 2 people I was really looking forward to watching tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Brady Cook. But Donovan Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
I have been looking forward to seeing what this guy can do. We were talking, a few days back about Boy Green was talking about who's going to make the roster.
Yeah.
Backs were going to make the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, man, I would be super upset if he didn't make that roster. And I don't know what's the other guy, Nguanu or what?
The other running back you're talking about, Kene Nguanu. Yes.
Now we were talking like he might make it just basically
as a return man. Yeah.
Right. And I didn't. Did he return?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he here are his numbers. I saw him return a couple of times here. Let's I have the official numbers here. So Kene Nguanu had 1 return. He returned at 35 yards. Very nice kick return. And he was not involved in the punt return. All the punt returns were fielded by Jamal Pritchett, the undrafted free agent out of South Alabama. So Malachi Corley got back there on a return. Nice 31-yard return. So it was Corley, Kene Nguanu. Those were the only 2 kick returners during the game. And then Pritchett returned 4 punt returns, excuse me.
Well, I think the best part about it was, the Packers played their starters. Mm-hmm. Had all this went down and they hadn't played us, we wouldn't be able to talk about what we're talking about right now and I don't know. It's like when Justin Fields rolled out, I was like, is he going to score a freaking touchdown? Like, is he about to do this? Are we about to see, we've been wondering what this guy's going to do. And then it was like, I don't know. I didn't think, I was like in my head going into the game tonight, I was thinking there's not much probably going to happen that's going to impress me too much. And then here I am like a little schoolgirl, get all giddy and whatnot, but
it's all right, Bashaw. It's all good. We got a right to feel good, man. We've been feeling bad for a long time. It is our time to shine, bro. And we put our foot to ass today. We put every squad, offense, defense, special team, put foot to ass. And you know what? We didn't have Quentin. So that's, but I love that we didn't have him because it forced other guys to show up. And that's one of the things that I wanted to look at as well. I wanted to see how these guys can play. You know what I mean? Like, if Sauce don't play no rest of the preseason, I'm good on that. If Garrett, I want Garrett back in because I felt like that miss from Fields to Wilson, that one pass that he had to him, a little outside, you know, he dropped his elbow or whatever. But that's gonna be fine. I love the composure of Fields though. Like, he was so composed on all the third downs, and that's like knew what he needed to do. Man, we got one. We got a team, bro. We got a team. And shout out to our offensive coordinator and our O-line coach. Like, the O-line coach need to get a lot of props. I saw our boy Cole Laval in there. He looked like he was doing a good job. I thought that was amazing watching the second team offensive line come in. And this is like, man, that really made me have some more confidence in that depth of the offensive line, because I feel like, you know, if we have an injury, like, we didn't miss a beat, man. That's like, it's amazing what coaching can do. This is all coaching, bro. Like, we have talent. We've had talent for fucking 3 years. We just have not had coaching to help execute the talent. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm so hyped. This feels so good. I just can't wait.
And one other, so you mentioned like Quinnen didn't play, but that was good because J2 Fele, again, he was my player of the game. He had a sack and a half in the game. He was disruptive, a tackle for loss. He picked up, obviously, the fumble recovery. That was a layup by LT3, laid the ball right there. But J2 Fele, I'm like, who the hell? Like, I mean, we know he's on the team, and this is the perfect thing that we said earlier this offseason. From the outside, where all of us are, outside of occasional things that, like, whether some of us get to go to practice every once in a while, either as a media member, as a fan, so sometimes we get to see stuff. But for the most part, we're on the outside, and we go, J2 Fele, Byron Coward, who the hell are these people? Like, Quinnen Williams, really good. Who the hell is going to be the Robin Hood's Batman? I said one of two things is true. Either us all as fans questioning it are right, and they just didn't do enough at defensive tackle, or they know something inside the building that the people they have are better than we think, and we're about to be surprised. And again, we have to mention that obviously it's just a preseason game, but like, J2 Fele was a monster. Leonard Taylor III was a lot of fun. And all of a sudden you say, oh, now wait just a second here. Maybe the Jets have more depth at defensive tackle than we thought. So J2 Fele, who, think about this, guys. He's played in the NFL for 4 years. He was drafted by the Jaguars as a 4th-round pick. It didn't work out. He immediately gets cut after his first year. Ends up on the Cincinnati Bengals, last 3 years. In 4 years, he has a half a sack total. And he has 3 tackles for loss total. So he's done nothing. His stats are nothing, and his contract was nothing. He signed for like a $1.17 million contract. So we're like, we don't know who this is. He has no production, like a shoulder shrug, not going to sure what's going to happen here. And look at what he's been able to do. So I just want to give a big shout out to J2 Fele. And there's a couple other players we'll give a shout out to tonight as well, but very impressive. Look at this. We got a super chat coming in from Lou B, Super Jets fan, baby. We'll also bring some other callers on in just a moment. Hang on tight, people. Wow. With your previous Super Chat combinations, Lou B now have 3 raffle tickets for a contest this month. He says, I'm just proud of them. They played as a team. They seem to be a unit. Let's fucking go. Boy, Green, stand up, baby. And, I did. I was like doing a dance. I'm like, should I start the show? Because like my computer was over there while I was watching a game. I'm like, I'm going to go live walking over here to the studio. Like, oh my God, look at this. Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm so fired up. I know it's preseason, but hey, man, this is the first step of the journey. AG said this in the press conference. Again, I'm just seeing quotes, so I'll have to listen to it and watch it after. But he just said, I know this is preseason, but a win's a win, man. I was always taught to win. It set a foundation of winning by winning. And again, it's preseason, but he says he wants to stack it the right way and build it the right way. And he says he wanted to win and they won. So I just love that energy, boys. Love that energy.
BG, can I get you to close your eyes and picture something for me?
Okay. All right.
In October.
All right.
You're hearing the roar of the crowd.
I am.
This moment you're having right now with me and Devin.
Okay.
We're not on the screen. We're standing next to you.
Wait, what do I hear?
AB Jets fan, he's there. Devin's there. Will McDonald's holding Dak Prescott's severed head up for the crowd.
Wait a second. I have a crystal ball here, Bad Shot.
Pop's crying.
All of a sudden, are you $100 richer? Did you just win a bet from James Woody? What am I seeing here?
I wasn't even thinking about that.
I need Woody. Yeah. Where Woody? Where you at? You need to call in, Woody. I need to know how you feeling right now, Woody. You a little nervous right now? Because it's
He
looking
should
like
be.
it's about to go down.
He should be. That's for dang sure. All right, let's do this. Thank you, Lou B. Again, you have 2 raffle tickets. We added that to your total. We got a bunch of memberships flowing in. J-Boy throwing this in. Let's go. One more membership. Let me throw this one in as well here on the show. Let's go. 6 total memberships gifted from our guy, J-Boy. More memberships are gifted. We hear from AG.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Here are the 6 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's go. Jay Burek 20. He's back on the show. Bob Bianchi, Grove Pete, Planet for Us, Georgie, Spin Max Dave. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. Let's ride. Let's bring in some other callers on the show. Indy joins us in the Octo Box here happening. Sorry for whoever this may offend as we bring on a record number of callers here on the program. What's up, Indy?
Speaking of who's going to be there, week 5, you've got the whole crowd right here.
That's true.
How
go,
great would
Indy.
it be we all going to be there.
Oh,
Yeah, but I've heard everybody talk about all the great things about this game. Y'all forgot one thing.
Yeah.
Well, everybody talked about Sauce not being able to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go back and watch the second drive of what the Packers did, he ran up the middle, and Sauce was in on the tackle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's something we have not seen yet out of Sauce. I mean, he came from the corner and got in on the tackle on a run up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There
was a willingness there. I will say that from a bare bones thing, again, because Sauce is what he is. Maybe he's never going to be insert Brian Urlacher or Ray Lewis or whatever, but the immediate swarming to the football and going after it, you saw that from Sauce immediately. And obviously, DIY for Life was talking about the straight up coverage, which obviously is what he gets paid for the most. The coverage was on point outside of a sort of spotty passing interference call. He was sort of on top of him. So if you want to throw that, fine, so be it. But I think they said it on the broadcast too. They're not going to call it every time. So, hey, be sticky. Get all over him. He's got the size. He's got the arm length. He's got all that. But the tackling willingness to me was something notable. I definitely put that in my notes, Indy.
How was
Yeah,
that?
and he was notable in the first series as well. Like the first,
I agree. Yes, there was a quick 3 and out. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, yes.
Sauce was in all 3 of those plays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. I just noticed that it was the one, if it's a run around the edge where it's somewhere close to him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy was running right up the middle. He ran right behind the center and Sauce came. I mean, he was the second or third guy in there. That's something you just don't see. We've not seen that from Sauce. So if AG is making these kind of impacts on the individuals, to say, hey, we can elevate you from a first rounder to a greatness, from a second rounder or a third rounder to a first rounder type talent. That's what he's already doing it. Even the defensive line played pretty good for not having any first rounders on the defensive line today.
Right, Jermaine obviously didn't play. Quinnen didn't play. Will, I think only played on that first drive too. I don't know how much. Yeah. I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I'm not sure how much everyone played. It was more eye test for me, but yeah, unbelievable.
Oh, did Will's spin move that he got held on?
Devin,
he got tackled. He got tackled on that spin move. Oh, the spin move is coming, bro.
And here's the thing.
15, Indy Jet, didn't you say like 15 sacks for Will this year? I think I heard you say that on the stream.
I think it was for Michael Clemens, right? That was
no, Michael. No,
8 for Michael.
Yeah, I said 8 for Michael. I think 60. It was a total of 60 sacks between 4 of them.
Right, yeah. And going through the totals of previous years, I would say this, and this is going to happen a lot, right? So Will does that nasty spin move, and Jordan Love's like, oh, shit, and he's got to run up, and he ran right into the loving arms of Jay Tufele, right? So Jay Tufele cleans up and collects a sack. That's what's going to happen. People are going to have to overcompensate for Will, and that was a one-on-one play, but they're going to have to overcompensate for Will. When they do that, it's up to everyone else on the defensive line. You've got a one-on-one op. take advantage because Will's doing his business over here. And then when those guys start eating, then the offensive line and the offensive line coach has to start making business decisions. Who are we doubling? What are we doing here as we're splitting up some action? So, oh yeah, the Will McDonald spin cycle, that washing machine is working.
Now,
yes.
I will say, on the Justin Fields touchdown run, Garrett was right there.
He was.
Garrett was there. He could have probably thrown the ball for a touchdown too. So I don't want to look at that as a negative that Fields has the ability to go pick up the that 12, 15 yards that he did. And that's what we've never had that quarterback to go, okay, well, I believe I can go get this, so I'm just going to put it on my back and go do it. So I'm not really saying it's a negative, but we still want Fields to go. I'd rather him not run because all it's going to take is somebody stepping on his foot and break a toe or dislocate a toe. But
I think mentally he needed that though. I think mentally he was just like, let me get this touchdown. And I think you're right. You're right. It completely 100%. Indy. Garrett was open, but I think Fields was just thinking, let me get this touchdown, and that is going to produce such a momentum and a boost for our team because we never seen that. Like
that's where I was going with it, Devin. Yeah, absolutely, I was going with that. We've not seen a guy to go, you know what? I could make the throw or screw it. I'm sorry, I didn't use the F-bomb. I'm just going to put the team on my back.
Yeah.
And if I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. But it's going to be because of his will, and that's kind of what he did. So, you gotta look at it as the pluses and minuses. I think they'll look at it in practice 100%. And go, hey, you've got two options here. We know you can run, and just believe in Garrett too. Garrett well, so just believe in both of them. Put the same confidence that you have in yourself into the other players too. And I think that's what he's trying to do.
We have an injury update. This is from AG after the game. Again, I did not wait for AG. I just came on live as soon as it was over. So this is from our buddy Rich Samini. So Alan Lazard was spotted in a sling by a Green Bay Packers reporter after the game. Aaron Glenn says it's the right shoulder. They're going to have tested to determine the severity per Aaron Glenn. Isaiah Davis, I think there was Badshah who mentioned that. He sort of hobbled off the field, has an ankle. Kanae Nguanu, a calf. Both, neither are serious, according to Aaron Glenn. And this one was interesting because Jarek Bernard Converse, so this was a story before the game. 11 players did not make the trip for the Jets, and a lot of them were obvious. 2 were the POP guys with Jermaine Johnson, and then you had a bunch of the injury guys. But for some reason, Jarek Bernard Converse was listed on did not make the trip, but there was no injury designation. A lot of beat reporters went, that's weird. Well, apparently he didn't make the trip due to a, quote, medical issue. So thank goodness. I know a lot of people were calling out JBC in the street saying, oh, this guy doesn't love football, this and this. We need to, as a society, learn to not jump to conclusions and hear it. So I'm glad I didn't even write an article about this. I'm like, you know what? Let's wait to write a premature article of where everyone's speculating hours before the game. Let's wait for AG to. It's a medical thing. Thankfully, JBC will be fine. So that's good news.
Fellas, I got to put my daughter to bed, but I'm going to be checking you out in the background, and I might be back on.
Hold on, Devin.
No time soon.
Did you know, I just saw another report, BG, that when they were putting the sling on Lazard, he dropped it the first time.
That would not surprise me at all. And so Lazard. But DIY for life, thank you so much for joining us right off the top. Love the passion. That's obvious. We will see. Apparently, no update on Tony Adams, which I would assume Fox Sports Talk is good news. He must have returned to the game or he was good. So that was the only injury that was not mentioned there from Rich. So I would assume that's a good thing because Brian Costello said he returned with his teammates on the sideline, which is not normally the case for a serious injury. So it sounds like nothing there, which has to be a positive. But again, I'll get more info on that certainly before our Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. Let's get this one in here. Zach Rosenberg, lacrosse goalie. And again, I've got a bunch of notes, so we'll try to get to all the players too. Feel free to call in. It's youtube.com/boygreen25. We're going to break any rules that may exist for multiple callers on this show and keep this post-game show rolling. We got 600 people in the room. Appreciate it. Donovan Edwards. He had a 70-yard touchdown wiped away from a very questionable holding call. I re-looked at the play several times, and I don't know what they saw, but either way, Donovan beyond that play looked good. Catching the football in the backfield, running the football. And this goes back to an Aaron Glenn quote, boys, that he said if he's seen it before with you on tape, he knows it could come out again. And that is classic Donovan Edwards. If you look early in his college career, as Michigan's making all kinds of noise, he looks great. All of a sudden, though, as the years progressed, he sort of fell off a cliff, which is obviously why he ended up being, an undrafted free agent. Michigan people were telling me they thought he was on a path to be a top 100 pick, which would have been a top 3-round pick. That did not happen. Jets get a steal here with the guy who's obviously talented. I think he makes the roster as RB4. Man, he looked insanely good. I think the Jets are going to run the football a lot. A lot of people have questioned whether or not they'll keep 4 running backs. To me, I think they do with how much they're going to run the football. Donovan looked awesome tonight. The Don, baby.
Well, and I'm a big Michigan fan, and I think Minnesota is going to learn from the New York Jets that Edwards was the reason Michigan was succeeding, not JJ.
Ooh, wow. I like that.
Hey,
I didn't get to see much of JJ earlier. He made
I like JJ McCarthy, but when Donovan Edwards was the reason they were successful. That's it. It was not JJ McCarthy. I mean, it just wasn't.
Yeah.
But you know how they overhype quarterbacks, and so McCarthy gets drafted and Edwards doesn't, and good for the Jets. We've got a steal. I hope he makes the team as the number 4 that we take 4 running backs. I don't know what we would do with that stable of horses, but right. Budweiser hooked up a stable of horses and pulled that wagon around for the Super Bowl halftime. We can have our stable of horses too.
That we can. Go ahead, Batshaw.
I was gonna say I would be sick to my stomach if we let Donovan Edwards get away from us. I would lose sleep over that. And that's one of the things from the game that, like, it's not really a regret because, like you said, the call was questionable. Yes. But they just had the Packers that just had their big run, and it was kind of like they're like, oh man, this is the longest run and blah blah blah, and then it's like we turned around and they handed it off to Edwards and he shot off, and I was like, yeah, shut up, like we can do that too. And then it was like, oh well, there's a flag, and I'm like, oh, of course, that's the one thing I wish had not happened in that game tonight. That's the thing that bothered me the most because
for sure.
He was putting in the work. I thought he really deserved that, and
100%.
Indy was talking about, him being a Michigan fan. Well, I'm a Razorbacks fan. Did you happen to see Cam Little's kick?
70 yards, baby. Unbelievable, which is the longest in preseason history now. Justin Tucker, who has some of his own issues going on. Apparently, the preseason kicks do not count officially for the record books as it pertains to, like, Tucker. So his 66-yarder doink that he beat the Detroit Lions with is still officially in NFL history the longest official field goal make. So preseason apparently does not count in the record books in that same way. So he remains intact, but what a freaking kick. And what balls, right? Because the Jaguars, even when the Raiders back in the day had Steven Janikowski and they thought he had this rocket leg, sometimes they didn't, or not sometimes, they didn't, even though they thought he could make a 70-yarder, they said, we're not going to try it because, like, think about the field position, how it flips if you miss it. So, like, they never gave him a chance. But preseason's a perfect time to whip that at one out. Who gives a shit if you end up missing out and then they score points? But so that was pretty cool. Unbelievable. That's awesome. And I loved it. Other things I love, DNY for life. Look at him. Even though he's not on the show, he's gifting from beyond the grave. He's not dead. DNY for life is still with us, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's Jets, Jets. I love Fireman Ed, too.
There you go, DNY for life with another 5-pack of memberships added to his total. He has 20 raffle tickets. He's in 3rd place in our contest right now. So, guys, keep the memberships flowing. Good vibes all around. Stacks Max 87, Bank 0067, Paul Dog Jet 65, Timothy Moore, and Jamie Hager, all joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's go, baby. I appreciate all the love that's happening here. Another one I want to give a shout out to, 46 on your scorecards, which I thought I knew the player, but I wanted to double check on the roster sheet I had next to me. I'm like, that is Ryan Bump Cooper Jr. And you may be going, who the hell is that? Well, that was the waiver wire claim the Jets made from the Miami Dolphins. Now, when the Jets are making waiver wire claims from the Dolphins secondary after all the injuries they had. Now, on the surface, it doesn't look great. If the Dolphins are getting rid of him, what does that mean? But Ryan was all over the place tonight, so a big shout-out to Coop for all the moves he was making. That was another big shout-out, so I'm glad you saw that Fox Sports Talk. That was terrific. He looked awesome tonight.
But, all right, BG, hey, we'll see you in the morning.
Yes.
I don't know who you got. Pop coming on in the morning. I don't know.
Lombardo, Matt Lombardo.
Lombardo. Yeah. Okay.
And shout out to Lombardo. He was texting me tonight saying he's going to have some stuff on the Jets preseason game from people from around the league. So I said, awesome. Keep going to work. So we will hear from Matt Lombardo tomorrow morning. And of course, everybody else.
Absolutely. All right, Badshaw. Good seeing you, man. Can't wait. Can't wait. I'm gonna give you the whole Bart Scott, buddy. Can't wait. Week 5, baby.
Hey, I gotta ask now, did you have that hat on backwards the whole game?
I actually didn't even have a hat on, but when I take my hat off, I look like I'm 962 years old.
Okay,
So
what is the age now with the hat?
When
What's up, young fellers?
Yeah.
All right, we got a 24-year-old Indy Jets right here, baby. Let's go.
I like it.
There you go. Indy Jets joining us here on the show. And I'll tell you this, by the way, I just want to throw this out in the universe. I'm very happy to report, Badshaw, we have sold out the tickets.
Ooh.
So they're sold out. But here's a kicker. This is a sad this part I'm about to say is a sad story, and I hate this part of it. So we have sold out the tickets. That's awesome news. Thank you so much. I never knew how many people were going to join us. Unfortunately, one of the people that had committed and purchased tickets to go can now no longer go. So the tickets are sold out, but we now have 2 tickets remaining, 2 full tailgate packages remaining. So what I'm going to do is resell them to another Jet fan out in the universe. So, folks, these are the last 2 tickets, and once I have them, they're gone. And Badshaw, you'll be happy to know, I have not announced this on the show, Manchild, Jim Lurch, is coming to our tailgate now. He is bringing him and his son. They bought 2 of the ticket packages that were left. So Jim Lurch, if you guys have been watching the radio digital show, all you guys were able to convince him, the Badshaws, the Heps, and everybody. Yes. So super cool. He is going to that. That'll be Sunday, October 5th. But if you guys are out in the universe and you're watching the show right now and you're like, oh, shit, this sounds awesome. Sunday, October 5th, Jets-Cowboys game, and you want to go, This isn't some sales pitch. I mean, it literally is, but it's not beyond this. I only have 2 left. I'm not going to then pull out 2 more. Just kidding. I have 2 more. It's 2 left. That's it. So if you want to go and you have that urge after this Jets preseason game, we got 600 people in the room and you want to go with us, it's $300 per person. That gets you your ticket with us. You're going to be sitting with Badshaw, Hep, and everybody here in the stands. 228A, Jets Cowboys Week 5, Sunday, October 5th. You get a tailgate ticket. That's food catered by Chef Kevin Gilbert before the game. And then you'll get a T-shirt as well. But we want to sell these 2 tickets as soon as possible because I want to put the final shirt orders in so we're ready for the tailgate, which is unbelievably less than 2 months away. So 2 tickets left. First come, first serve. Whoever wants them, y'all can get them. So pretty exciting stuff there, Badshaw. So Lurch is coming.
Oh, dude, I'm so pumped. And, us as Jets fans, we hate the Patriots.
Of course.
But I feel like everybody that is not a Cowboys fan, every fan out there that's not a Cowboys fan hate the Cowboys, especially Giants fans.
Which is what he said. I'm going to be honest. So I said, because we were at an event. It was Friday. So I did the Boy Green Daily. I left. We did a fantasy football show from his deck. And then we went to this event for a client. And we're sitting there in the office and he goes, hey, I've got news. I'm like, oh, okay, what's up? He's like, we're going. I'm like, awesome. And freaked out about that. I said, so what pushed over the top? Why suddenly are you going in? He said, yeah, my son decided that, we both hate the Cowboys. So by nature, hey, we're obviously not Jet guys, but we're anti-Cowboys guys. So by association, we're going to be Jet guys that day. And I'm like, works for me. So they're both in, which is pretty awesome. So there is a universal hate of the Dallas Cowboys. Ooh, yes, the hate. Good. Yes. Great hate. I'm all about it. Yeah.
Hey, the real reason why?
What's that?
He's coming. Those videos from Chef Kev. Videos from Chef Kev, man. The food, I was freaking salivating.
I mean, I guess you've sort of called it out. I guess I have to. the cheese pool, and every time I watch this video, I take something else away from it. So Chef Kev, these videos and pictures and a few things I'll be throwing up on the screen. Professional Chef Kevin Gilbert, who works at the Cloverleaf Tavern, is cooking all of our food. It's a professional chef making all the food for this tailgate. It's not just some slapdick thing here on a grill, a couple of burgers and dogs. It's a professional chef making it. He's catering the whole event. And I asked him, I said, you know, it would be really cool. Obviously, most of the tickets are already sold, but it would still be cool for everyone to sort of get a sneak peek of what some of these dishes you're going to make are going to be. Because, like, you know, reading it off the menu is one thing, and that's pretty cool. But if you could take any picture or videos, that'd be great. So he cooked up a bunch of these, literally and figuratively, a bunch of these videos and pictures of the EZD, the Sunday tradition. One more here. Delicious. It's just getting me hungry. So shout out to Chef Kev. Yeah, I think that's probably what sold him. You're probably right, because he said we got off the show that one time and he went, whoa. How the hell did you get a professional chef to come to your tailgate? And I'm like, well, you know, the Boy Green Coffee community is just a wide and varying levels of people from all kinds of the world. So I said, it just happened like that. And he said, I was hearing the food. And he thought when I said it was catered, he thought that like we were all coming together, going to Walmart before the game and grabbing a couple of, you know, Bubba burgers or something to throw them on the grill and say, hey, everybody, BYOB. But I said, oh, hell no. As a matter of fact, we're doing a whole thing here. So a big salute to Chef Kevin Gilbert. He is the friggin' best. He's the friggin' best.
Hey, and don't forget too, you know, we're planning on the Saturday, the
Correct.
night before.
Yes, so that's another thing I got to do ASAP. But yes, if any of you are interested in that, there is a hard cap for how many people could be in the room. And hey, you know, I won't undersell it this time, right? The first time I'm like, oh, how many people would want to watch a game with me? And all of a sudden we got like, you know, whatever the final number is going to be, 60 people. This thing for Chef Kevin Gilbert, it will be a private event the night before the game. So that's Saturday, October 4th at night. It'll be at Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant in a private room upstairs. I'll give you guys all the details coming up into a sign-up sheet, but it's going to be 60 people max, and that's it. And then whoever's not there is not there. So I will make sure that every one of Boy Green Coffee Club / who's already ever coming to the game get first dibs. And if all the tickets for this event get sold, basically, it's just going to be like a $5 cover charge for the room. And then whatever food or anything you guys want to eat in the room will be awesome. We're all going to meet and greet and hang out and everything like that. So it'll be super cheap, which will be nice, but a cool way to give back to Chef at his restaurant. I think that's going to be really awesome. And yeah, as soon as those seats are gone, they're gone. So, but I can't wait. That's going to be cool. So, you know, we were going to go anyway and do something, but why go to some random ass restaurant as opposed to Chef's? It just made a lot of sense. And a massive shout out to Pop. My pop's the one who called me up and said, hey, I have an idea for that Saturday thing you're going to do. And he brought up, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so obvious. Yes, I love it. Let's do it. So yeah, that's on the bucket list for this week to get that sign up sheet together so we can lock all that in too, because it's coming up before we know it.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm not going to act like I haven't pulled up the Cloverleaf and looked at the menu and stuff. You know, I've sent my wife the link and everything.
Okay.
We've been kind of pondering on it and whatnot.
I can't wait, man. It's just, I know we're all keep saying we can't wait, but literally, especially coming off today where we're getting a game atmosphere and stuff, man, it's just really starting to hit. It's just really starting to hit. Okay.
I mean, did you really feel like today when we started watching the game, did you have that expectation, these expectations of the game, or was it higher, lower? I mean, did you think all this was going to go down like with
like the preseason game today you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't normally work my life this way where I'm Vince Vaughn in the movie Dodgeball, set expectations low so it's impossible to disappoint yourself. But you know, I was hearing, so like Nick Faria, and again, he joins our show every week. So, you know, it is what it is. Everyone can have their own opinions. And I've said it 1,000 times on the show. I prefer that we have different opinions on the show. I think that's just better for business. And it helps us have great conversation. So we haven't had Nick on since he had this take. I'll be curious to hear his take and then what happened in the game and then hear what he has to say on Monday. But Nick Faria said that it was a massive mistake, basically, that Aaron Glenn played his starters tonight. And he said this days before, after the announcement came out. And he said injuries. And then we watched a couple of preseason games because there was games on Thursday night and Friday night, and devastating injuries happen. And you go, oh boy, as a fan, like that, having a Jets beat reporter saying, I don't know, I wouldn't have done that. And then injuries happened the last two nights. I'm like, please. So I'm like, let's just have no injuries. So my expectations, to be honest, were unusually low. I was like, hey, AG's going to run out the tunnel. Hey, Justin Fields throw the ball around a little, and let's just, like, in terms of the final score or who would stand out or what would happen, my expectations were much lower than they normally are. Just because of all that hoopla and talk this week, I was a little nervous, if I'm being honest. I didn't say that anywhere until just now, but I was getting a little nervous, like, what is going on here? This is making me heebie-jeebie. So it was so cool to have such a cathartic release of, like, the opening drive for the Jets, boom, right down the field, touchdown. The opening drive for the defense, 3 and out, boom, 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 off the field. Like that. So that was just a release of, oh, thank God. And then, just sort of going through the process. Like there's a couple of things like like Jay Tufele, we mentioned him earlier. Yes. He jumped off sides on the first play, and I'm like, fucking Jay Tufele.
I know.
You fucking guy. And again, remember, when he signed, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Like, it was so uninspiring of a guy. And he immediately jumps off sides, and I'm like, get this idiot off the field. What are we doing here? And it's sort of a perfect microcosm, right? He turns it around and has this great game, but it started off shitty. But he didn't let that swerve off into a terrible game. He must have said to himself, I'm sure he'll get interviewed in the locker room tonight, of like, take a step back and say, I said, whoa, I'm excited. I'm jittery maybe for this game. Like, let me take a second and let's go to town. So no, if I'm being honest, I try to be straight with everybody. Bad shot. My expectations were low to, let's see what happens. And then, like, as the games happen, fist pumping and every big place happened, I'm like, yeah, baby. It super fired me up, man.
Well, and with hearing how Justin had been playing in practice, I was kind of, and I know even Nick Ferry, I believe, had said some of those weren't really his fault, but I was kind of iffy. And I'll tell you something that I took away from the game, and maybe others didn't see it this way. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of times where, because, Justin Fields, he's kind of labeled as a scrambling quarterback.
Yes.
There were a lot of times where he could have just been like, screw it, I'm running for my life.
100%.
He hung in there. And I mean, yeah, he did on the touchdown. He ran it in. I'm the type of guy, I'm like, if you can run it in, run it in. And I know Indy did have a good point. Well, what if he gets hit and hurt? But sure. I also don't want it to be one of them cases where you throw the ball, you throw a perfect pass, and you have Dallas and Pittsburgh Super Bowl where they hit that guy right in the chest, and the guy says, he's got to be the sickest man in the world. Like, you don't want to have a moment like that. So just run it in. But I'm getting off topic because I'm so excited.
But I will tell you real quick on that. Like, again, fair point. Again, I love having good conversation. It's cool to be giddy at the beginning, like, oh my God, this. But then Indy's like, hey, let's take a step back here. Like, this moment, Justin could have hit this pass, or he could have hit this pass. 100% he could have. There's more to have. Nothing's ever perfect. Although I thought tonight was about as perfect as it could have possibly gone for Justin Fields. But to me, as I'm looking at Justin, I think there were plenty of times, to your point, where to me, if I'm Justin Fields in Madden, I'm yippee skippy. I'm looking through my first read or something. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm going. I'm rolling. I'm juking around and I'm doing it. So, I'll have to review the game, which is an awesome quality. Which, by the way, real quick, I just want to address that because I see a lot of people ask me on Twitter. A lot of people ask me here, like, how do you watch a game? NFL Plus, this or this. Here's the secret. It's a secret I'm telling to 700 people live in the room. Bring it in here, okay? YouTube TV is normally like $83 a month. That's a little expensive. However, if you've never had YouTube TV before, you know what they have? A 3-week free trial. How many games are there in the Jets preseason? 3 games over 3 weeks. Now, isn't that curious? Interesting. So my fiance enacted her free trial today, and we just watched the Jets preseason game, which was awesome. So to Barbara's point, it streamed live on NFL Network, which was 8 o'clock tonight. Obviously, we watch a game. Next week, Jets Giants Snoopy Bowl, that will be live 8 o'clock NFL Network. And then the third game, which I believe is Eagles, Jets Eagles, is also as part of the package for YouTube TV that I believe you could just watch. So to me, I had no issues. Signed up for YouTube TV for free. Now, here's the thing you got to do. You got to make sure by the end of the 3 weeks, you cancel that bleep because that's $83. You're like, son of a. So you just got to make sure. So me and my fiance both set alarms on our phone to make sure, like in 3 weeks, like, hey, now, before the guillotine comes down chopping, so you can watch it for free, basically. So, again, I might get tackled by a YouTube minivan out here for sharing all that information, but there is a 3-week free trial for YouTube TV, and then you just sign up. And then you have to put in your card information they don't charge you anything, but they get ready to charge you. But as long as you cancel before the full 3-week period is up, you get to enjoy the games for free. So that's what I would suggest out to the Jet fans out in the community.
Now, do you do the Sunday ticket? Do you have that? Or
I do the Sunday ticket. To me, I am a overall NFL fan, and eventually I've heard whispers behind the scenes that eventually they plan on making a team package. So like Cincinnati Bengals fans could buy a Bengals Sunday ticket, or Jet fans could buy a Jet Sunday ticket. As far as I'm aware, that does not exist yet, but they're sort of exploring of what that can look like in the future. But yes, I do pay for the Sunday ticket package every year. Yep.
I think my buddy was telling me that it's like it comes down to the equivalent of like $25 a week, I think, or something like that.
That sounds about right math wise. Yeah. So basically, depending on the deal you get, again, what time of year you decide to commit, it could be either $450 or $350. Sometimes you could get better deals than that. Like it just sort of pops up, right place, right time. They're doing a sale, and sometimes you could get it for like $200 or $250 or something for the full year, for the full package. So I suggest you guys always keep an eye out for the packages.
Oh yeah. We do the red zone.
Oh, cool. There you go.
And I like that. I've got some friends. I've got a lot of friends that like it, but then I've got a lot of friends that don't like how it jumps around and whatnot. But anyway, but hey, I'm looking forward to that next game with the Giants.
I am too. Joint practice next week. Yeah.
Even if, and I don't know, do you think we're going to have a lot of starters? You think we sit everybody?
Well, here's to me the reality, right? So we only have 2 preseason games left because obviously one was tonight. I think there's a 0% chance of playing the finale, right? So that's just where nobody's playing. Again, I say that with all due respect because I enjoy watching the games no matter what. I don't give a shit if I love that Justin Fields is playing, but I don't care if Justin Fields is playing, Brady Cook's playing, Adrian Martinez, doesn't matter to me. Your mama, my mama. If anyone's playing quarterback for I'm in. Exactly. So I don't think they're playing the final preseason week. So that means, obviously, with only 3 preseason games, AG's last chance to play his starters would be the Giants game. Now, typically, to your point that you're sort of intimating at, Badshaw, when joint practices happens for teams, they normally do not play their starters in the game because they believe that they got the preseason game experience out of the joint practices, and they're doing basically a home and home series. The Jets are hosting one day with the Giants at their facilities, and then they're flipping it. The Jets are traveling to the Giants. I use traveling, that word loosely, but traveling to the Giants facilities so the Giants can host this joint practice. So typically it does not happen, but I don't know. I just have a weird gut feeling that AG is going to run them out there. Again, whether it's a series or what, we'll sort of see how it demands and how it goes through. But yeah, I believe they're still going to play in that preseason game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Jackson Dart. He had a good day today.
He did.
And whatnot, but I was going to ask you a question, and then
sure.
You can get me off here. I'm sure everybody's tired of looking at my face. But I did want to say first, guys, if y'all aren't watching these Boy Green MC Digital shows, they're awesome. I've watched The Survivor. They do NFL talk. Heck, one day I got on there. Y'all were talking to somebody about Syracuse. I caught the end of it. And, Paul and Lurch, they ended up talking to me about Super Bowls on there. I was like the only guy, I was one of the few people in the chat, so they were answering all my questions. So I'm like, you get in there, guys, and watch some of these videos. They're good, we all love Paul. I was like, Lurch, he brings his little spin to the show and whatnot. And I'm definitely looking forward to us beating the Giants so I can rub that in his face
Yes,
know,
please.
in a few
Please
weeks.
do all week. By the way, a couple of shout outs here. So, because you brought up the Alert Show, which, by the way, if you guys are watching, we have 700 people in the room. The numbers keep growing. This is crazy at midnight on August 10th. Just goes to show how crazy we all are as Jet fans. Direct link in the YouTube description down below is my radio digital show. It's called The Man Child Show with Boy Green Digital. And we're trying to build up the subscribers. We're somewhere around 200 right now. So feel free to subscribe. A couple of things here. So, for the Survivor fans, I just locked it in with Brett LaBelle. We're turning that our weekly interview that we used to do on the radio every Thursday at 10:30. They would be Wednesday nights following the episode now every Wednesday. So the shows are normally 90 minutes. 90 minutes is over. Minutes later, boom, me, Lurch, and Brett are all jumping on air for a live show, recapping every episode. So that's exciting. We're going to be doing that. We're going to have a PFF NFL expert joining us every Wednesday to talk NFL on our live show, which is super cool. And for our Jet fans in the audience, Jake Asman has agreed every week to join us on that show to talk New York Jets. So that'll be another show coming up. So it's so exciting. We have all kinds of crazy-ass content. And I appreciate you giving a shout-out to that, Batshaw.
Hey, no problem. I enjoy it. You know, I watch a lot of those at work. It helps me get through the day. We've been working overtime, so anything to take your mind off of that always helps. I'll get off here, but I do want to, if you did notice during the game, what did you think about Okafor? I know you've been on his bandwagon since we signed him, so I was wanting to get your input on that, but I'll get off here. And whatnot. I appreciate you having me on, man, and talking to me.
Yeah, thank you, Badshaw. Thank you, DNY for Live. Thank you, Indy. Thank you, everyone that has called in to today's show. I will give you a full update on Chukwuma Okorafor, who I am a big fan of. There's no question about it. But a couple of things here. First off, Sharon McLean, who's been a member for 11 months here on the channel. Thank you so much, Sharon. Appreciate you so much. Wow. Sharon says we have a real head coach. JETS, Jet. Swell. We absolutely do. I'm so happy to have Aaron Glenn. He obviously loves this job. He wanted this job. He's a Jet. He was a first-round draft choice of this organization back in 1994. He spent 8 of his 15 seasons with the New York Jets. Aaron Glenn is our people. And I'm happy that he's going to be the one that turns us around, Sharon. So thank you. And if you guys would also like to become a member, you guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below. It's only $3 per month, and you guys get all kinds of perks. We've had some wonderful interviews the past month. Judy Batista of the NFL Network, Jeremy Fowler, ESPN NFL Insider, and I got some other fun guests planned for this month. If you're a member to the channel, you get to watch those interviews before anyone else, and it hits the public. Plus, you get a loyalty badge, you get emojis, and you have access to our Discord channel. So if you guys want to join the Boy Green Coffee Club member, or just subscribe to the channel, feel free to do so, baby. We're trying to make a chase to 8,000 subscribers. We're about 140 away from 8,000 at the start of the show. So if you guys are watching on Facebook or Twitter right now, make sure you hop on over to YouTube. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. That's the optimal way to enjoy the show. So I see we have 580 people on my Twitter account right now, which thank you. Appreciate you guys watching our post-game show here. And we've got a lot more to go here. I'll answer a bunch more questions. I have more notes and quotes I want to get to too. But if you guys are watching on your phone, open up a new tab real quick on your phone or go to your computer, go to youtube.com/boygreen25. Hit that subscribe button, baby. We're giving away an autographed Mike White photo where we get 8,000 subs. So let's go. DNY for Life sending in a $5 super chat. Let's bleep and go, baby, here on the show. Wow. All right, he's sending in a $5 super chat. So DNY for Life, thank you so much. With your previous super chat combinations, that gives you another 2 raffle tickets. You're tied for first place with now 22 raffle tickets for a contest this month, DNY for Life. So thank you so much for jumping on the wagon here. That is absolutely terrific. Thank you kindly, sir. Thank you. Again, 22 raffle tickets so far this month for DNY for Life. He says, I'm in for the October 4th meetup. Please lock that in. Thanks, BG. I will tell you, everything is locked in with the event, Chef Kev booking out the date. The only thing I need to do is guarantee that there's at least 25 to 30 people there because it's got to cover the room. So I will be making that sign-up sheet ASAP. And again, if you guys are signed up for the Jets-Cowboys game, you guys will have first dibs, so don't worry. You will have a first opportunity to say whether or not you want to go. I'll be making a Google sign-up sheet this week, and if you want to go to that event where we can all meet and greet before the Jets-Cowboys game, I will make that available for all you guys, I promise. So DNY for life, totally in. The only thing I need to do to officially lock it in is get the head count, which we will do. Greg says, Paul, do you think Mekhi Becton will start at tackle for the Chargers after the Rashawn Slater injury? I do not. My gut would have been, and I already know what they're doing now, but my gut would have been that you flip Joe Alt, my boy from Notre Dame, Golden Domer, from right tackle to left tackle because he played left tackle in college, and then they moved into right tackle because of Rashawn Slater. Slater's out for the year. I think you flip Alt to left, and then you figure it out, which I believe they have Trey Pipkins Jr., a veteran on the roster, to fill in at right tackle, and I believe the Chargers have already announced that as their move de jour that they plan on doing. So Becton, no, I believe he stays at guard. He got a nice deal there from the Chargers, so good for him. All righty. There's a few more comments and chats to get to. Again, if you guys have questions or comments, shoot them down on the program. You guys can also use super chats if you'd like, so feel free to send those along. A couple of other notes and quotes here I want to get to on the show. John Simpson was another starter that was out for this game. So who played left guard? Joe Tippmann, which perhaps the Jets are tipping their hand on what could be happening there. So Joe Tippmann started at left guard tonight for the New York Jets. John Simpson was out. He was having a back issue. So I'm curious, does that mean Josh Myers wins the starting center job? Does Joe Tippmann win the starting center job? What's the latest with that? That's, again, something to watch, Jet fans. We've tried to roll our eyes and say this isn't a real competition, but beat reporters keep telling us this is 100% real. Absolutely terrific. Let's go through a bunch of your comments here. Sharon says, did we see the Isaiah Davis participation on the field touchdown run? You should watch if you didn't. Absolutely. He faked like a ball was being thrown to him, which distracted the Green Bay Packers defender on him, which allowed Justin Fields to walk into the end zone basically untouched outside of the activity foot traffic he had in the pocket. That was awesome. So great high IQ move there by Isaiah Davis. All right, let me see. Let me go to my notes. I want to highlight a couple more people here. Again, shout out to Justin Fields. His what ended up being the opening drive and only drive that he was on the field for the game. He had a 75% completion percentage, 42 passing yards, 14 rushing yards, and that rushing touchdown to get him into the end zone. A massive shout out to Isaiah Davis. Again, the big thing of concern, if you are a Jets fan, is the penalties. That would be the concern if I was a Jets fan for this game. And again, the good news is that you win the game. So, it's a takeaway, but it's not like you lost a game. And again, it's preseason too. So if you don't care about that sort of thing, the Jets had 10 penalties for 91 yards. Obviously you got to clean that up. The Jets were the most penalized team in football last year. Got to clean that up. So penalties, certainly a part. Quantez Stiggers, again, I love Quantez. I love his story. I love his moxie. I love what he brings to the table, and he's been one of the Jets' special teams gunners and also playing defense. So he's playing a ton of snaps on special teams, a ton of snaps on defense, and as a gunner, he was terrific tonight. Massive shout-out to Stiggers. I know people don't give a lot of love to special teams. That's his path to making the roster, being one of the gunners and being one of the top depth options at corner. And you think about the roster, right? You guys got like Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter II, Brandon Stevens, Azaria Thomas, Isaiah Oliver, Jerick Bernard Converse, who apparently was dealing with the medical issue tonight, and then also Quantez Stiggers. That room is deep, and it's going to be hard to crack the rotation. A way to make it a little bit easier is being a top-flight gunner to contribute on special teams. So a big shout-out to Quantez Stiggers, who did some good work on special teams. And look at this, folks, for Armand Gashdarn-Membu. You guys were talking about this earlier. I want to throw this up on the screen. Look at how good Armand Membu was tonight. Armand Membu, the Jets' 7th overall pick. The Jets chose protection over playmaker with the 7th overall pick, and it looks like early on paying immediate dividends. Armand Membu had 10 pass blocking snaps, 0 pressures. A wonderful start, as ESPN's Rich Samiti highlights here at Next Gen Stats. A wonderful start for Armand Membu. Amazing. So a great debut performance from Armand Membu tonight. Want to give a big shout out to him and make sure he got the love. We talked about Leonardo the third earlier today. Wonderful strip sack, great tomahawk chop on Malik Willis, fumble. Jay Tufele recovers it in the end zone. Again, my concerns for LT3 have nothing to do with pass rush. He is a terrific pass rusher. Or he brings terrific pass rush to the game. Where he needs to clean up or be more consistent is in run defense. We'll see what happens. Maybe he just can never be that guy, and he's just a third down guy. There's plenty of opportunities for that. So let's keep that in mind. Vern here. He asked a question. Is the Folk Mevis a competition for kicker? I don't think so. To me, Nick Folk is clearly the guy. His contract sort of says so too. If you look at the contract details, I don't have them in front of me, but they're very indicative. I'm not pronouncing that word correctly. It's late at night. I apologize. But it's indicative. There you go, Paul. Your brain can work if you feed it a cookie. It's indicative to me that he's clearly making the roster if you look at the contract details. So I think really what's happening here with Harrison Mevis is he's getting an opportunity to introduce himself, or not introduce himself, but sort of, a recruiting pitch, an audition for the other 31 teams in the league by kicking. Nick Folk doesn't need the reps of kickoffs. He doesn't need the reps of field goals. He's getting that done in practice. So I believe the competition is over, if I'm going to be honest. I think they're just doing Mevis a solid to allow him to kick in these preseason games because that competition, if you even want to call it that, I think is clearly over. Jay Tufele, again, another great shout out to him. Special teams turnover. And who fumbled? Who muffed the punt? Mecole Hardman, former Jet. Suck it, Mecole. You bastard. I normally love, or try to love, former Jets that end up in new places, right? Izzy was on the team tonight for the Packers. Corey Ballantyne, former Jet on the Packers. Isaiah Dunn in the defensive backfield, the former UDFA at Oregon State, was on that team. There's a couple others, Mecole Hardman, a couple we mentioned. But Mecole Hardman sort of ended on questionable terms with the Jets, obviously. And so seeing him muff a punt and the Jets take full advantage, I was sort of cool with that. So shout out to the special teams turnover. Brandon Smith, we talked about a little bit here. He's number 87 in your scorecard. Nice hands. He's had a really nice camp. It'll be interesting to see what the wide receiver conversation is for the Jets when we get down to 53-man roster cutdown time. That will be interesting to see who stands out from that perspective. But Brandon Smith is doing himself plenty of favors from that perspective. Other wide receivers, Quentin Skinner had a nice 26-yard catch in the third quarter, where he had a spinning pirouette catch. Very nice. And shout out to Quentin Skinner. He helped me with my Justin Fields behind the scenes piece. I did an interview with Quentin. So he made some nice plays. Big shout out to Quentin Skinner, who made some plays tonight. Let me see what his final numbers were. That was the only catch of the game. One catch, 26 yards. He was targeted twice. So wonderful job by Quentin Skinner. He was on my short list for sure. Let me see. What was Brandon Smith's numbers? He ended up with 2 catches for 23 yards, 11.5 yards per reception. Shout out to Brandon Smith. He really looked like he passed the eye test for me. And here's another one. Arian Smith, man. He's the fourth-round rookie out of Georgia. He had 2 catches for 18 yards tonight. And we've talked about this over and over and over again. All you need from Arian Smith, the rookie from Georgia, who is the only Power 4 player who had double-digit drops last year, is that he's apparently turned that around in camp, which is great to see. But if you hit a defense one time with like an 80-yard bomb through the house, 50-yard bomb, whatever you want, the defenses for the rest of the season have to account for that possibility of, oh shit, Arian's on the field. We got to make sure we're covering our asses. And I think it was Adrian Martinez who hit the play action shot and just missed Arian Smith. That would have been like a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown. That close. And I do love that, Vern. Thanks for the shout out. Patrick Mahomes' only pass this evening was a touchdown pass to Jason Brownlee. I love Jason, so shout out to Jason out there with the Chiefs. Big salute to him as well. So I want to give him a shout out. So Brandon Smith, Arian Smith, Quentin Skinner. I saw someone asked about Malachi Corley. Let's see what the final numbers were for Malachi. He had 1 catch for 8 yards. He had some yak opportunities, a third long play. It got sort of a dump-off pass, and he tried to make some things happen. I was trying to see if we had any Malachi Corley running. I didn't think so, and we did not. I just wanted to confirm that. So Malachi Corley, sort of here or there, sort of non-existent, didn't really do a lot. But I saw, for instance, Malachi Corley did have a kick return tonight. So shout out to Malachi Corley for being back there on that. The more you can do, the more attractive you are to the team. He had one kickoff return for 31 yards. Which was very nice. And he was super deep in the end zone, but he brought it out. And I think that just goes to show you the fire that's under Malachi Corley's ass. He knows he needs to make plays to have a stake of claim to miss him, to make the 53-man roster. Yeah. Vern says Adrian Martinez missed him deep open. Yeah, Arian Smith was open. Yeah, Adrian Martinez 100% missed him. 100%. But again, if you hit that, I'm telling you, that's going to make some big plays. For sure. Donovan Edwards, again, I thought he was terrific tonight. Big shout out to Donovan Edwards. I think he's making the roster. Donovan Edwards finished with 9 carries, which were the most of the game, 42 rushing yards, also the most of the game, 4.7 yards per clip. Again, he also had a 70-yarder, which would have put him over 100 yards total on the day for rushing. There was a very phantom questionable holding penalty that apparently took place on Fornadell, the new Jets offensive lineman that they got from the New England Patriots previously. He also played in the UFL earlier this spring. Apparently he had a holding call. I looked at the play a couple of times. I didn't see a hold, but different strokes, different folks from that perspective. So a big shout out as well to Donovan Edwards, the Don, for making some plays. Let me just see if there's anything else in my notes, and there is not. So there you go, everybody. Fun show. Let me see if I missed any other super chats or comments. I think I got everybody. So I just want to give a couple of shout outs here if you're watching the show right now. First off, my name is Paul Weston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com, and this is your first experience with me. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to make a chase to 8,000 subscribers. I'm live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. The show is called Boy Green Daily because I'm an egomaniac, and we talk New York Jets every single day on the show. Plus, we do post-game shows like this. We do Boy Green Meets Woody. That's a Tuesday and Thursday show at 3 o'clock. I do the Man-Shot Show Boy Green Digital, which has other Jets content on that show as well. So we're live all the time on this channel, all over the place. So if you want Jets content, this is the number one stop shop for you out in the universe. We'll be doing post-game shows every single week. I hope you guys can take advantage. The only unique one will probably be our Jets-Cowboys game. That one will be a bit unique with me being at that game, but we'll obviously keep you guys posted from that perspective on that as well. One more shout out. We only have 2 tickets left, people, and they're the last 2 that we have. The last 2. Unfortunately, a person that committed to going to the game can no longer go. A situation presented themselves and they can no longer go. So these are the last 2 tickets. Once these are sold, the doors are closed. So if you have any interest in joining me and 50 to 60 plus, I have to get the official number, the final number, Boy Green Coffee Club members and Jet fans at the Jets-Cowboys game, where you're going to have a ticket to the game, ticket to the food and drink before the game in the parking lot, and then a t-shirt to commemorate the event. If you want all that, it's $300 per person. 2 tickets left. You do not have to buy 2. You could buy 1 for yourself. We could save 1 for one other person. But if you would like to bring a person, now is the time to do so. Once these tickets are sold, it's over. I won't be selling any more tickets. Those will be finito. So if you have interest, now is your last chance to reach out. You can reach out to me at BoyGreen25, BoyGreen25. There's my jersey number in high school. You can reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, doesn't matter, anywhere. DM me and say, Paul, I'm interested in the tickets. Let me know and we'll work it out. Make sure you have the money immediately, because as soon as you say you want the tickets, the Jets are going to ask me for the money to lock it in for the tickets. So just keep that in mind as well. Thank you. And also, there's going to be a lot of crazy Jet fans. You can also reach out to me via email. That's my last call here. It's my first name, my middle initial, my last name, and jr@gmail.com. So Paul, Paul, A the letter, ESDENJR@gmail.com. Feel free to email me if you have interest, and we could try to work it out that way. Again, only 2 tickets left. Fox Sports Talk here saying, call the after game shows the BG Lounge. I think the Jets Lounge would probably take offense to that, but that's okay. I'm fine with the generic post-game recap and analysis show. We'll be doing this after every game outside of unique scenarios like being at the Jets-Cowboys game. We'll sort of have to figure out how that one's going to go. I'll still try to go live after that game. But, in the past, I used to have to wait 2 hours after every game to go live. in this new world, I do not have to wait. We went live basically as soon as the game was over. So we'll try to do that moving forward for the season. So we'll be with you on these post-game shows so we can all interact. You guys can call in, ask your questions, so we can have a good time. Guys, make sure you check out my article in the YouTube description down below. My player of the game was Jay Tufele, and he deserves the game ball. I don't know who actually got the game ball, but Jay Tufele certainly deserves it from my perspective. He had an awesome night wearing the Justin Fields jersey. Great to dust it off and give it a spin. And Justin Fields looked great. Folks, I don't think you can I don't think you could have asked for a better performance. There are things to work on. The penalties were atrocious. But I don't think you could have asked for anything better than what you saw tonight. Justin Fields looked efficient. He hit the passes he was supposed to hit. We had a couple of standouts. We had a couple of players who struggled, and I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was awesome. We will be back on, as a matter of fact, in like whatever the math is, 6 or 7 hours for Boy Green Daily at 7:30 in the morning. NFL insider Matt Lombardo will join us. He was at Steelers camp a couple of days ago, so he'll give us some Jets Steelers Week 1 nuggets, plus some biggest winners and losers from this preseason opener for the New York Jets. I hope you guys can join us for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the post-game show. Again, like the video, hit subscribe, baby, and remember, JETS, 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 Jets. Let's go. See you guys tomorrow morning. Take